Welcome back to Advice with Prince. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Prince. Today's guest is a literary diva, publisher, author of over 50 books, and amazing woman. Welcome, Sylvia Hubbard. Sylvia.
Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you?
Oh. Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so proud. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks.
How are you?
I'm great, staying safe, doing what I do, just going with emotions.
Yeah, it's a lot going on in the world.
I just, even before all this, you just gotta roll with the punches, do what you can, control what you can, and keep it going.
Yes, and like you've been doing this, you've been working and writing for over 20 years now, right?
Yes, yeah. Okay.
So,
it feels weird when people say that, because I guess, when you're in love with something, you don't realize how much time goes by, and then until someone says, hey, you've been doing this long, and you're like, oh, really? Oh my gosh, you're right.
I know, and yeah, I get it. So, for those that don't know, like, how did you get started? Like, where did you come from?
Okay, so I am born and raised in Detroit. I have always, according to my mother, I've always been a writer. She said when I was 6 or 7, I used to lie to her a lot, and then she would give me a whooping, and then I'd have to go and write my lie down after the whooping, then come back and repeat what I had written, and then I'd get another butt whooping. So I learned 2 things. Number one, the devil is in the detail, and the better the story, the more detailed the story, the better the lie is, the better the story is. Also, that humans are not really affected by the lie itself, but by the enormity or the work we put into the lie. And that really taught me really good storytelling and really good character development.
Yeah.
So I stopped lying. And I don't have a lot of friends, but I started writing a lot. So my pain became my pleasure, and I just write all the time. I love to write. It's my, my self-care. I'd rather write than go to a spa or go shopping or anything like that. So. Love it.
You know what? That's funny because I'm a writer, so and I don't have like a whole lot of friends. I have like 4 friends, and so I'm curious, why is that? Why do you think writers are so different from everybody else?
I guess because we deal with a lot of, especially fiction writers. I've found that we have a lot of things going on in our head, a lot of fiction things that are happening, stories that are taking place. So our reality has to be our reality. So immediately when we come upon a person who is fake or trying to fake it till they make it, we are instantly repelled by that, because we need that reality from people, and we can sense it. We create characters like them, so we're like, okay, no, you're not being real. I have to find friends that are real, or who's going to be real with me, and I think that's where writers differ from everybody else. We can sense that. We can sense when you fake, because we do fake all day.
And then, okay, this is a question that I love to ask writers. Like, how do you write? Can you hear people in your head, like characters?
Yeah, I actually do, and talk back to them too.
Yeah, and cause I told someone that the other day, and they're like, okay.
Right. And even Beverly Jenkins, she's an author, and she was saying just the other day, she was like, we not only hear the characters, but we hear them telling their story. It's not us, it comes through us.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good point in saying that, because it just feels like, you're getting a special satellite signal that only you can hear, and you're just writing down like, okay, so you went into the room and what did you see, and this is how you felt, and like, oh, you'd be just as shocked as, everybody, oh my God, they did that.
No, exactly. Like, whoa, okay.
So yes, you're not strange. You're just part of an elite circle of humans that have this superpower. So,
yes.
Good job.
How many books do you have published?
At this time, I do have over 50. I am coming out with 2 books this year, hopefully 3. And I want to try to push myself to 4, but I have 2 books coming out this year. So that will probably get the number clearly, probably over 55 books in all.
Okay, that's amazing because like me, I come from stage and TV, and so I write scripts, but I do write books. But my book took me like a year to write, and like my second book it was like 4 years. So how in the world did you write 3 books in 1 year?
So I usually tell people I'm bad on paper so I can be good in life. So if you know that I'm a really good person, I'm a lot of bad. I'm a lot of bad behind the scenes. So I have to kind of get it out. It's my catharsis to just, write. It's kind of like smoking. I usually relegate it to like smoking. People make time to smoke. No matter what they're doing through their day, they can smoke I did not know all those cigarettes came in 1 pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, how do you spend? It takes like 3 minutes to smoke to smoke 1 cigarette. So you make time 3 minutes to slip out for 3 minutes every day. So I kind of do that, like with writing. If I could get 100 words here, 50 words here, and then by the end of the day, I'm putting a good 1,500 words on paper. That's a good day for me. So, I just make time in those little tiny seconds to have. I call them, writing breaks. Like they do smoking breaks. I do writing breaks. So, if I could just get that sentence out, or I could just get through this scene, and I stop really trying to say, okay, I need a word count today, or I need, I got to do this. I just start doing scenes. So if I could get through the scene, if I could get through, her getting in there or revealing the true criminal, if I can get through those parts, then I'm writing, and then boom, 3 months later, I'm finished with that book. And that's like 100,000 words just out the door. So you just kind of.
So make time.
Huh?
Make time.
You just kind of make time, but when you're addicted to it, which I am, you don't even realize it. You'll just be like, okay, I can stay up a little longer. I can, I can cook my food and sit there and make sure I put Alexa on so I can write some more chapters. You just kind of work it out. And then all throughout the day when I'm doing other stuff, because people say like, oh, do you even sleep? Because I do a lot of other stuff. But even when I'm sleeping, or even when I'm doing other things, I'm thinking about the next thing I'm going to write. So when I'm sitting down to write, it's effective at that point. I'm making work of that and not just staring at a screen. I already know what I already plan to write.
Okay, that's a great thing to put in place. I think is to make time.
Yeah, to make time and to inspire yourself. I kind of like, even when I'm stuck, I'll have like a playlist for my book. So like songs that represent the story. So when I'm having a hard time, I can listen to that playlist and kind of, get the juices flowing, warm myself up. So then I'm like, okay, I can be unblocked and stuff.
Yep. I get that because I have certain playlists I write. Yeah, I write through those. That's good. So, a cliffhanger. What makes a great cliffhanger?
A great cliffhanger is a great cliffhanger is an unexpected cliffhanger when everything is just going back to the status norm, or what they thought was going to be the status norm, and then you just, bam, this is revealed, or she does something real stupid, which usually is the case, and then now everybody's finding out, or she just realizes, maybe I should have thought this out a little better, or she painted herself into a corner. So a great cliffhanger is something that you can really throw at the reader that they did not expect it. You expect the surprises and the jump scares, but sometimes, and it's funny because my husband, he hates the things in horror movies when he just hears footsteps but don't see the person. And that's like a great way to describe a great cliffhanger, is when you hear it, you feel it, but you don't see it coming.
You don't see it. Okay. So you have dedicated time to help other writers.
Yep.
With their passions, basically. So you started Motown Writers. Tell us about Motown Writers and how that got started.
So back in 2000, when I originally published my book, I was a single mom, and the government says this thing about, you got to feed the kids or you go to jail. So like a lot of authors who had spent a whole bunch of money trying to publish their book, or wasted money and things like that, they were trying to recoup their money by making these workshops, and you would have to pay extravagant fees to get into the workshop. You'd have to buy the book. You have to go through the program. As I didn't have time and I didn't have money, and I needed that information. So what I would do is, like, I made up a fake website called Motown Writers, and I would say, hey, let me interview you for my website. And they would be like, oh, that's great, because authors love to be interviewed. And in that interview, I could ask them anything, and they would give me all the secrets. They would tell me everything I needed to know. How did they market their book? How did they do this? And then I would post the interviews. I would legitimately post these interviews and everything. So on the fake website, I had like a subscription button. But I really wasn't like checking it until like a year later. I'm at a conference, and we had to put our organization name on it. And I was like part of Detroit Writers something. And then I had put that down there, and then I'm walking around and I see a couple of people with Motown Writers as their organization. And so I walked up to this girl and I was like, hey, because I thought maybe I stole the name from somebody. You come up with a great name and you're like, oh my God, maybe I heard it from somewhere. And this girl's like, oh my God, it's just this amazing organization that has all this information, and they have interviews and articles, and they just tell you everything you need to know. And I was like, really? Because I want to join this group, and I'm gonna take my website down and join this group. And she's like, oh my God, the founder is just this amazing woman. Oh, she has your name. It's Sylvia Hubbard. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
That is funny.
So I go back on my website, and I see I have like 75 subscribers. And I'm like, I have members now. I guess they're members. So I just continued to do it. And then a lot of people knew about the organization. I really didn't have to talk about it. It was just the things that I did, the information, doing the same thing that I do now. But, of course, we do a lot more bigger. We get off of the internet. We have workshops. We get more information. We dig into, helping authors, promoting authors, even connecting readers with Michigan authors, giving book giveaways. So we just grew as a literary organization, and we're still growing. So our 75 membership now has become like a 10,000 membership mailing list. So it's kind of cool, and it's really, you trip over something and fall in love.
That is great. That's great.
Yes, I continue to do what I said I was gonna do. I gotta stick to my lie, because it's gotta be the truth. So 20 years later, I'm still doing it, and I'm loving every bit of it. I'm loving helping give thousands and thousands of authors book births. You know, I've helped thousands of authors, so that's kind of awesome to say.
So what would you tell a new writer that has a book and they're like, okay, how do I get this book out? What would you tell that writer?
I would tell the new writer, research. That was the first thing I said when I did my first workshop, because you need to research your writing and make sure that you're doing it right. You need to research publishing options to make sure you're doing it right for you. And you need to research marketing options, because that is very important to the whole project, because it's 10% to write the book, it's 10% to publish the book, but it's 80% to market that book. So if you are not doing that research and you are not doing the research towards what is going to be best for you, then everything that you've done is not going to work out right. You can't take somebody's life and make it your own, or take their successes and make it your own. You have to have your own successes. So that would be my advice.
Yeah. Don't get sued out here. Don't get sued.
Right. Don't get sued. Right. Don't try to walk in other people's shoes. Don't compare yourself to other people, because, you know, as we are writers, we all write differently. So your writing journey, your publishing journey, your marketing journey is all going to be different. Don't expect something to be the same.
Yes. Okay. 4 things that everyone needs to know.
4 things that everyone needs to know.
Yes.
So the first thing is, you have to put your butt in a chair and write. There's no way to work around it. You have to do that work. You cannot be an author until you do that. That's number 1. Number 2, you do have to read not only what you write, but also what others write, and also what is going on in your industry. You can't expect to know how to be an author if you're not constantly learning, and that is on a daily basis. Number 3, closed mouths don't get fed. If you're not telling people you are a writer, or you are an author, or you are both, people are not gonna know, and you are not going to get the benefits of being a writer or author if you are not telling people who you really are. Claim that title, claim what you do, and get out there and do it. And number 4, repeat everything from 1 to 3 and just make it better. Do better the next time. Because even if you fail at all 3 of those, just get up and start over again.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
And that was on the fly. I might have to write that down.
Don't worry. You can watch the show.
That might be a good Instagram post.
Yeah, it is. We should
Start
do
going
that.
like this.
We should do that. Okay, so how can people find you? I know you got it right here, Sylvia Hubbard 1.
Right, so that's my social media handle across the board. Of course, on Facebook, I'm Sylvia Hubbard. I have a readers group, and of course, I have Motown Writers group, and I have pages, of course. And then my website, of course, my books are sylviahubbard.com/books. You can see all of them, plus upcoming books that are coming, even my audio books. Everything that I've written is on that book page. And then we have the motownwriters.com. So you can go there, join, and you don't even have to live in Michigan. We just want, you want to learn education, you want to be educated, you want to be entertained. Come join us and know that we are going to help writers get to their literary goals and connect readers to Michigan authors.
Because I always see posts and you're going to help people. It's so nice. I love it.
Definitely. Thank you.
So go follow Sylvia.
Aww.
And, learn, go get her books for her. And don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Passion, romance, sex, sin, pain, and death. Love unexpected. When you think you know your partner, think again.
Everyone has a path they must choose. For Kai, it's true love or the life she's always known. Lies, deceit, money, and murder. Against the Grain by Kimberly Kiss. Would you go against the grain?